Some of you may have noticed a decline in Bitcoin and crypto lately. There's always some sort of FUD in the market, but this time it's a little bit different than the usual scammer in the Bahamas. This time, the culprit is the German government. Hello, and welcome back. My name is Tristan Powell, and I am the Yonderpreneur. I help people learn to live financially and geographically freer lives. So for some of my returning subscribers, you can see that I am a very passionate individual about crypto. I believe that it's an essential part of being able to live a freer life. It's much easier to live this freer life when you're not attached to one currency. It's best to have diversification among many fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin's been riding pretty high lately, fueled by the new Bitcoin ETFs, but has been trending down recently and has made a really large dip here in July. But what was that caused by? Well, it's mostly FUD by the German government selling its Bitcoin that it has acquired. So some of you might be wondering, why does the German government even have Bitcoin to begin with? Isn't El Salvador the only country in the world that is publicly holding Bitcoin? So was the German government secretly buying Bitcoin? No, that is not the case, because that would have probably had the opposite effect on the price of Bitcoin recently if that was true. So Germany actually got there around 50,000 Bitcoin, which is about $1 billion as of today, almost as a fluke. In 2013, there was a company in Germany called Movie 2K, which kind of acted as like an illegal Netflix, where it was like a hosting site. So it was a website where people could upload movies onto. Since it wasn't the company itself uploading these movies that were often pirated and illegal, it existed in this kind of gray zone because it wasn't the company doing it, it was the acts of individual people. So it was this weird gray zone. Short story short, this gray zone came to an end by some changing in the laws in the German government, and the site was shut down and its assets seized. So the assets were actually voluntarily handed over by one of the operators of the website. And it turned out that these assets were actually in Bitcoin, probably because the operator thought it would be more ambiguous, like it would be very difficult for the German government to actually track it. That was only in 2013, and things have really changed since then. First of all, the price of Bitcoin since 2013 has risen substantially. So you have to actually congratulate the German government for holding their Bitcoin all the way from 2013 to now. That's actually very impressive. Whether it's because they were trying to see if it was going to appreciate since then, or they just didn't know what to do with it, I'll let you make your own assumptions on that. Well, fast forward to today, and they have now sold their entire holdings. They no longer hold any Bitcoin in their treasury. This decision has been met with criticism, obviously from people inside crypto, because no one likes to see their holdings take massive dumps because of someone in the German government didn't want to hold Bitcoin. But actually, it has also received criticism from people within the German government as well. Joanna Kotor, an independent member of the German parliament, recently urged Michael Kretschmer, Minister President of the government of Saxony, and other German government officials to stop selling Bitcoin, emphasizing its diversification properties and other positive qualities. However, Saxony, a state in the eastern part of Germany, may not have a choice as assets seized from criminals are typically liquidated. So in my own opinion, if this is what the German government did with all its seized assets, then I would say, okay, that's how they do it. The Germans always follow their laws. Sometimes, when Germany seizes gold from criminals, it will actually retain it instead of liquidate it. As of now, Germany is the second largest holder of gold, only to be beaten by the USA. Speaking of the USA, it is also important to note that the United States is sitting on 210,000 Bitcoins, almost $13 billion, that is actually have now started being moved onto exchanges. That doesn't mean they're selling their Bitcoin yet, but it does mean that it's going to be a lot easier to sell it on an exchange rather than holding it in their private wallet. Also important to note that the Bitcoin that the United States has been acquired in similar ways that the Bitcoin that Germany has been acquired, mostly through criminal seizures. The United States is not actively buying Bitcoin. Back to Germany now. I guess they're just going to stay in their old ways of holding foreign currency reserves and precious metals in their treasury. I guess they're just not ready to get on the whole Bitcoin wagon yet. And as of today, July 13th, the German government has sold all of its Bitcoin. No longer holds any Bitcoin. And really, it only took it down into the 50,000 US dollar kind of range, which is impressive. The world's third largest economy at the moment just sold all of its Bitcoin, and it really only took it down, maybe 15%. So long term, that makes me pretty bullish Bitcoin. Not everyone can be as forward thinking as El Salvador and their president Nayib Bukele. It's just some countries are going to stick to their old ways, which is understandable. So what do you think? Germany should have held their Bitcoin, or did they make the right move and dump it? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, my name is Tristan Powell, the Yonderpreneur. If you're looking to become more financially and geographically free, feel free to reach out to me on X or through my website, Yonderpreneur. So for now, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, everyone.